Okay everyone, I'm going to be giving a quick start guide on Starhawk. This is the first screen you see when you have to spawn. So basically the green area is when you can spawn. This here is where the enemy spawns. So I'm going to select a location such as this. And you start coming down in a drop pod. You can move the drop pod around a little bit. If there is an enemy on the ground, you can stomp them with this. Press square to exit, and then just go around. Since this map just started, the first thing you want to do is build a bunker. To build buildings, you need to hold the triangle button, and you can select several buildings over here. The first one I'm going to select is the supply bunker. So when I release triangle, I can move this building around, select a good location. That sounds about right. I'm gonna drop it right here. So once you have the supply bunker, you can get a couple of weapons such as a shotgun and the rocket launcher. Once you have those, you can use the directional button to change weapons. That's your machine gun, your rocket launcher, and your shotgun. Now, whenever you go into battle, you need to have weapons. You can't just run into the enemy's base without any weapons. So the bunker is good because it has these green shields that shoot out of it, but enemies cannot shoot inside. You also have like an advantage if you go up. You can shoot hawks that are flying in the sky, and if they start shooting at you, just drop down into the bunker. Now, another building I'm gonna build is the sniper tower. It's called actually the watchtower. So what this will allow me to do is get the weapon, which is the sniper rifle. In the game, it's called the LR3 rifle something whatever, which is this right here. Press L1 to zoom. You can change your zoom level with the R3 button. But you don't want to be standing on top of the watchtower for too long because anyone can spot you from afar. So that's a bad idea. You just need that to get the weapon. Once you have that, get out of there. Now the building you see over here, this is the launch pad. This allows you to get a hawk. Someone already dropped that building, so I don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna go climb up and get this hawk. So you start off in the mech mode. You can move around. Your R1 is your machine guns, and L1 is to fire whatever weapon is selected. Right now I have the swarm missile selected, so that's for your L1. Now if you do see a launch pad and there is no hawk on it, 90% of the time there won't be a hawk on it. You don't need to drop another building. You just climb up. Basically this is like a dispenser, so you find this control panel, hold triangle, go up, and then release. And that's how you get more hawks. You don't have to drop like 10 buildings. And once you're in the hawk, press the circle button and you start flying. Right now there's nobody in the map, no enemies, so it'll give us a good chance to get familiar with the controls. That what I just picked up was the missiles. It gives you 3, and those are kind of slow, but they do a lot of damage. They're slow. You can use them to kill buildings. You can even lock on if there's an enemy flying around. So I'm just gonna go around the map, find a few more weapons. This red one is your health power-up. It brings your health back to full. This green one is mines. So you do that, you drop a few mines floating in the air. This purple one, and that's my favorite. This is basically, you select same way that you select weapons. This is your stealth mode. So once you're stealth, enemies cannot lock onto you, and it's not that you're completely invisible, they have a hard time spotting you. And once you are invisible, you can fire your machine guns, but you just cannot fire any other weapon. So as soon as you change your weapon, you're gonna finish the invisibility. It only stays for like 20-30 seconds, not more than that. Let's see if we can find any more weapons. This is the swarm missiles. This is your flak. Only good for air-to-air. It does not work on any other vehicles. And this blue one, it's always one in the map. It's always far away. And this is the big daddy of all weapons. This is the torpedo. You only get one, and this weapon only spawns once in 3 minutes. So to fire that, you select, slow down, get a good view of the enemy's base, hold L1, it charges up, and once it's charged up, you can release it, and it blows the heck out of anything on the ground. So now that we have the basic controls of the Hawk done, we're gonna go over, see if we can get any other vehicles. Of course, use square to exit and enter vehicles. I am going to select the Jeep right now. Actually, it's a Buggy called in the game. So again, hit square to enter the vehicle, and this basically has 3 seats. You hold X, you can select left is your driver position. If you hit back, that is your gunner position. That means while someone's driving, the other person can, you know, shoot stuff up. And the third is like a passenger position. Now, he can't do much, but he does have the option of firing his regular weapons. You can't aim up too much, you can't hit too many hawks, but at least if you're running by some enemies, you can use a shotgun, hit them down, or if someone's following you from the side or from the front, you can shoot down some stuff. So let's get back into the driver's position. And this is great when you have like capture the flag mode. So what you do is you run into the enemy's base, find where the flag is, just grab it and just run in the Jeep. It's better to have at least 2 people in the Jeep so that one's driving, the other one's shooting. While I was running by, I just noticed this here is a really interesting weapon. You cannot pick it up from a building, it's always hidden somewhere in the map. This is your mine. So the way it works is you just throw it anywhere and it activates after a couple of seconds. Not anyone, but enemies who walk by it, it's gonna trigger and kill them. You can also, now this is really sneaky, you can always put these on your vehicles like that, and you can just ram enemies and it's gonna kill them. Or you could be like a very sneaky devil, you can go into the enemy's base, just leave this and run away. The enemy is gonna see, oh look, free Jeep. They're gonna go inside, it's gonna blow up. Free kill. Right now there's no one to play around with, so I can't show it, but let's see if we can get any more buildings. This is the Jetpack. Now, someone on foot is a sitting duck, so it's always better to have at least some form of transport. A jetpack is a good idea. It lets you sneak around the enemy's base, and if someone does come around, well, let's see if this guy takes my Jeep. Let's see if it works. Nah. He's hiding. So anyways, the way the jetpack works is you jump and you hold R2 and you start flying. You can hit X to boost up, or you can hit square to immediately go down. The advantage of that is if there is a missile, because when you're flying, missiles can lock onto you, and you immediately want to hit square and hit the ground ASAP so that the missile doesn't hit you. So let's see if we can find some enemies and shoot them down. Now the jetpack does allow you to go far away. I pretty much crossed half of the map just with one charge of the jetpack. It refuels when you're standing on the ground in a couple of seconds. My enemy seems to be hiding somewhere. Well, that's it for some of the basics of vehicles. Ooh, who's that? Right now we don't have any turrets, so I can't show you that except for this simple auto turret. It's basically like a machine gun mini tower. And any enemy who comes here can just shoot it down. I mean, this thing shoots the enemies down. But if you do see an enemy's turret, just go up to it, kill it. Or if you're in a hawk or anything, if you're at a distance, you can just shoot it down pretty easily. Even your machine guns work pretty well on an enemy's turret. That's it for the basics. Tune in for more videos coming in soon.